What's going on YouTube? It's your man House Buying Brian. In this video, what you're gonna get is a ton of new fresh ideas on how to generate motivated seller leads. Now check this out. Please, let's not complicate things. Your goal is really just to get your message in front of your target audience. And who is your target audience? Motivated sellers if you're a real estate investor. And what is your message? Basically that you buy houses for cash and you can solve their problem somehow. So let's get to it. All right, guys, so I'm going to start with direct mail. And direct mail is when we kind of use mail pieces to send specific targeted lists, either postcards, formal letters, or yellow letters, mailing pieces. And you can usually get some of these lists from your courthouse, but one of the biggest sellers of data is going to be this site called ListSource, okay, listsource.com. And I'll leave a link below so you can access it. But what you do is, let's see, from the start page. So when you go to the website, it's going to look like this. You can build a list, okay? And I'm not going to go all the way through it. This is not a course. I'm just giving you guys some ideas. In geography, let's say geography, you can go to, let's say county. All right, state. I'm gonna go Maryland. I grew up around there, Maryland. We're gonna go Baltimore. Notice it's not Baltimore, it's Baltimore. That's how we say it. So, and then if you want to break it down, you can do other criteria. Because right now, look, this is like a 250,000 people on this list. That's going to be pretty expensive. So we can do things like, look, absentee owned. Watch what happens to the list. Dropped it down to 26.6. Okay. Trustee owned properties. You could, take some of those out. Look, I can even come and say that I'm looking only for, let's see, property type. We can go just single family residence. Okay. Boom, dropped it down to 9,500. All right, so this is one of the places where you can pull lists. So what type of list you want to pull? Let's get into this. All right, so this is the mailing pieces you're gonna send them first. So this is one type. We buy houses. It's just saying any condition in the area, quick closing. So and you got your message right here. You just really want to see if a seller will bite, and one will give you a call. You can put your number and you can put a website if you have one. All right. This is a different approach. Kind of, when you see something like this, it might alarm you, just to really get a seller to pay attention to it. But when you really read it, it's the same thing. It's saying that, we're looking to buy a house. We could, take care of you really quickly. So just play with the messages. Different investors say that, oh, my postcard gets, more results. I don't know how true that is. I think that the key is consistency. Okay, when someone's ready to sell, they're ready to sell. All right, here's a formal letter. So you can send different lists, something like this, with your logo here, dear, whatever the homeowner's name is. Blah blah blah. I'm looking to purchase your house, and tweak this however you want. There's many templates online. Then look, home buying LLC, whatever your LLC is, a number, email address. So this is a little more formal. Okay, this right here is the most I guess you'd call it casual, kind of laid back, like yellow letter. So you can handwrite this, or there's companies that have that make them for you where it almost looks like it's handwritten, but basically the same thing. And when you get something like this, a lot of times you look at it and you're like, hey, this is someone took the time out to write it. So sometimes you get some pretty good responses with these. All right, here's another an example. You can just tweak it however you want. Here's another one. All right, so let's say you're driving for dollars and you see a property. There's apps out there, but you could use something like this and send it to them to the mailing address. All right, so number one, absentee owners. That's who you can target, absentee owners. So absentee owner is basically someone that owns a property but doesn't live in it. Does that mean that they're motivated? Not necessarily, but a lot of people mail to these people, and a lot of times they may be motivated. High equity. So high equity, you can target people with high equity. You can actually do that and pull a list like that from ListSource. Another provider is DataZap. Look, check this out. DataZap, datazap.com. I'll drop that link below as well. Okay, let's keep moving through. So the third one is buying pre-foreclosures or targeting pre-foreclosures. You can create that list there as well. Now Zillow is providing that information for free. You can go to your courthouse and kind of dig up these records as well. But you can target these. Does that mean they're motivated? Not necessarily. People do some crazy things. Some people being pre-foreclosure and still not wanting to sell their house. But a lot of times these are people that are very motivated and want help. Okay, so pre-foreclosures is a list you can target. Number 4 is recently inherited. Okay, maybe you can find someone to help you. Put a list like this. There's different companies that specialize in different type of lists. And of course, you can always go to your courthouse and probably find this somehow. Bankruptcy. Okay. A lot of times people file bankruptcy and stop the sale of a house, like a foreclosure. So, they may be motivated, but post bankruptcy is kind of gold too, because after the bankruptcy, sometimes people are trying to liquidate and sell some stuff. They're in a position where it's clear that they can, get rid of the things that they wanted to get rid of. So post bankruptcy is another list you can target. Tax delinquent sale. Okay, this is the properties that are going up for sale. Okay, you want to get to these people, you start marketing them. You got to hit them hard though, because most of the time there's only like a 20-30 day window. So this can be a great source of leads, and you can find this at your courthouse too. If your courthouse they're always going to have these type of auctions. It might not be that frequent, but courthouse, you get those leads. This is going to be your code violations. So I know you've seen this before on houses that posted on their front door. So this is kind of when something is not safe. They have, things in the yard or grass growing too high, and the city has flagged it. Okay, so a lot of these people, they probably thinking like, well, I don't have the money to fix this house right now. I'll get to it later. So sometimes this can be a good source of deals. Okay, and you can get this, I think, from your like city officials, city clerks, or something like that. Probate. Okay, probate. You can pull this also from those source providers, or possibly you could pay someone to find. Create these lists for you, or your courthouse. It's going to be a little digging and putting things together. But that's number 9 as far as a source of leads. And of course, probate is basically a property was owned by someone. They passed away, and now it's going to be passed down and willed to someone else. Okay. So sometimes people get properties that they don't even want, and they would want to sell it. Okay. So the next section I'm gonna talk about is places and events. So places or events that you can go to or attend that might land you some deals. All right. Number 10 is gonna be your real estate investment clubs or groups or meetings. So maybe find out in your area if you got these local real estate meetups, because there's a lot of, all of these aren't big players in here. There's a lot of newbies that may be able to toss you some deals. Maybe some bird dogs that'll be able to toss you some deals. Maybe somebody else looking to joint venture on a great deal that they came across. So you never know. Don't sleep on the real estate meetings. You always want to be plugged in with other people in your space. Number 11, garage sales. So does this mean that they possibly could be selling their house? Possibly. Not always. They probably could just be doing some spring cleaning, but they also probably could be selling their home. The property that I bought yesterday, um, the lady actually was in the middle of a garage sale, of course, because she's moving, out of state, and she can't take all this stuff with her. So that could be an indication of, um, you know, someone possibly selling their house. So how do you do this without wasting all your time going out to all these different yard sales or garage sales? You can simply, when you see those postings that say garage sale, call the number and say you're a real estate investor and be like, hey, I was wondering if you're interested in selling a home as well. you know, you never know what you'll find out. That's not the first time. A lot of times I've closed on a house and they've had previously had like a week before a yard sale, or they're planning to have one within the days of closing. Number 12, an estate sale. Kind of the same thing, an estate sale. Number 13, yeah, I went there. So a funeral home. This is a relationship business. Sometimes you may be able to go to the funeral home and let them know that locally this is what you do, is buy houses. And if you know any of their clients that, possibly have a house that they're going to be getting rid of, call you. So, yeah. So print ads. We're going to jump into print ads. Number 14 is business cards. Everybody should know what you do. The worst thing you would want to happen is someone over just conversation, you just at happy hour one day say, yeah, man, I just sold a house for for really, really cheap. And you're like, why you didn't tell me? I didn't know you invested in real estate. So tell everybody you know. There's some nice looking cards. I need to step my game up. So tell everybody you know what you do. So you can be passing these out anytime you meet someone. I mean, leave one when at a restaurant. Leave them on the tables. Leave them on countertops. Every time you meet someone new, pass it along. Okay. So business cards. Here's another business card idea. Okay. Another business card idea. Another business card idea. Okay, and it's up to you what all information you want to put on here. You can just put your number if you don't need a website, but we're gonna get to that. So in this, things like this, look, save your money. Go to Fiverr. I'm gonna drop the link to that below too. But don't let's say some designer overcharge you for this. There's professionals on Fiverr that design you a really nice logo or business card for like $10. Promise you. I've gotten videos made for like $50. A flyer. So look, check this out. You can actually type this up on Microsoft Word and print it out and go and put this, in the windows of cars at, I don't know, at the mall or hardware stores and people's, door handles. Or you can check this out. You can make it stretch. You can come down to right here and just put a number in your name, copy and paste the same thing down here. So basically you have this ad twice on one piece of paper, and then go to FedEx and just slice it down the middle. So then you'll have half of this size. Bunch of flyers, real easy. Just put them anywhere you like. Okay, even on doors of homes. It's just another idea. It's flyers. So we buy houses. So if you want to get a little fancy and spend a little more money, you can do flyers the same way. Okay, this is kind of a little thicker, kind of like when when people promote for clubs and parties. Yeah, we buy houses. Spread your message. All right. What you're doing with all marketing is you just want someone to know that you buy houses, you can pay fast cash, and so they can contact you either directly through your marketing or through a referral source. All right. Bandit signs, number 16. I know you see these things everywhere, for all different types of businesses. They work. You just need to be careful and know your city. I heard people from California told me, they're very, very strict and they will fine you a fine that you don't want to see. You know, it just depends. So every county is different, every city is different. You know, so you might have the city officials calling you. You might get a fine. I mean, you just got to decide what it's worth to you. Okay, in some areas they're more lax. Okay, so we buy houses signs. It's called they call these bandit signs. All right. Sometimes you see them on telephone poles and everything, but just be careful and just know the laws around. Okay, and just be ready and just and competitors sometimes take them down, but that's the cost of business. Sometimes everyone isn't gonna have the same morals as you. Okay. Here's some other look. We buy houses signs. So where do you find these? I usually go to super cheap signs. If I'm doing bandit signs, I'll go to super cheap signs, and I'll drop that link below too. Okay, here's another idea. This is handwritten. Okay, 17. We got door hangers. Aren't those pretty? So you can go in neighborhoods that you would be interested in investing and put these on the doors. Okay, 15 minutes. Oh no, I want this to be a quick video. 18. You want to spend some big bucks, you can do a big billboard. All right, so really look like a major player in your area. Okay, so you got to make sure that it makes sense and it's cost efficient. Okay, here's another big player. I know you've seen this one if you're in the South. I actually a house we're closing on in May. They actually went to a home. The seller said, "Hey, we buy ugly houses," came, and this was their offer. I got the deal. You know why? Because I know they offered too low, and I know why they offered that, because it didn't work for a fix and flip. But I gave them a creative offer, and they took it. So hey, that's that one trick pony thing I told you about. You got to know creative structures, and you can keep up with big dogs sometimes. Here's another one. That's a nice sign, but it cost a fortune though. But hey, everybody's budget is different, so you got to just decide if that's something you'd be interested in. Car magnets. Okay, if you're not too good to put a car magnet, hey, it might get you some leads. Plenty of times I've seen we fix ACs or carpet cleaning, and I called them because I needed the service. So hey, realtors do this a lot. So we buy houses. Check it out. You want to go a little further? Van wraps, car wraps. Okay, those things get attention. Number 20, 21. Look, get you maybe some apparel. You always, all it takes is someone to say, "Hey, you buy houses?" Man, I got an aunt that has a house she wants to sell, or I have an uncle, or man, my coworker is trying to get rid of a house. So this is a good idea. Market yourself. I'm stretching a little bit, but hey, look. Sometimes you got to zig when everybody else zags. When everybody else is doing the same thing, how do you stand out? You might have to come back to things like this. Getting a nice We Buy Houses on marketing on a pizza box. Okay, 23. You want to go? You possibly could do a big banner. Really stand out and get some attention. Okay, look. This is the game. All right, so if you want to spend some money, really get some exposure, pick up some leads, that's another possible option. All right, this is a newsletter. So this is a local newsletter. So let's say in a neighborhood or a community, they do newsletters. You can reach out to whoever is the one that sends them out. See if you can put an ad, okay? That kind of builds some rapport that you got your ad in a newsletter. All right, so you can kind of be the first one someone thinks about in that community when they're looking to sell. Classifieds. Don't knock paper. Yes, this is the new age. Everything is online, but there is a group of people that still use paper. And think about it. That's usually people that are older in age, and sometimes they look at ads, and a lot of those people have a lot of equity in those homes and own them free and clear. You may be able to target, well, not target, but you may be picking up a different a seller by looking at classified ads, because everybody's not on, everybody's not, your grandmother's probably not on Facebook, but a lot of people, in that age group are getting rid of properties. This is local magazine, so you don't really want anything that's niche specific, like fishing, bass fishing or something. But if your area has like a local kind of like little magazine that everybody reads, maybe you could get a spot in there. Get you some exposure. So the internet, social media, search engines. All right, 27. LinkedIn is still very active. If you can start networking on there, show people that you're in the space of real estate, you're an investor, you could get some deals tossed your way. I've picked up a deal off of LinkedIn before, okay? Or somebody referred it to me. Google AdWords. So Google AdWords pay-per-click. This is when you pay for certain key terms, and when someone types that key term in Google, your website pops up, okay? So they find you from search, but you pay if someone clicks. So this can be very expensive. Somewhere like in California, they're paying $300 a click, meaning that if somebody just clicks on this website, Google charges your card $300. But hey, in California, it might make sense if 10 people click 300. You just spent $3,000, no leads, but on the 11th click, you land a deal that profits you 60 grand because the spreads are crazy out there. Is it worth it? Got to think of return on investment. So, but of course, everything is budget specific, so you got to see what works for you. 29, Bing ads. So the same thing. Bing has a platform where you can do pay-per-click ads as well. So what if you don't want to pay? There's Google SEO. So this is when you use Google's like algorithm, and so you just want to make Google happy and kind of have the same keywords that people are actually searching for, and you can rank organically, okay, without paying. 31 is going to be squeeze pages, okay. In the market of in the world of internet marketing, we call this landing pages or lead capture pages, okay. So it's 31, and you notice right here, look, it's all nice. You got the little hero shot, and you got a place where you can squeeze out their information, or capture their information. And this would be set up where it's on the back end, it may come to your website or whatever type of other system you're using, or your phone, okay. And so you could reach out to them. All right. So this is another form, and there's so many of these. A place where you can get one set up really easy is called oncarrot.com, and I'm gonna drop that link for you too. It's pretty cheap, and you can have you a nice, pretty website like this where you could capture leads. All right. 32 is going to be I'm gonna use Facebook. All right. So Facebook ads. People promote all kind of stuff on Facebook. The whole world is on Facebook. If you get good at marketing, you may be able to, or Facebook ads, you may be able to swipe up a lead through Facebook. Facebook ads, so paid ads on Facebook. Instagram ads, I know y'all been seeing this, right? Instagram ads are hot right now. You just got to make sure you got the right message, and you're targeting the right audience. But paid Instagram ads. 33. 34, check this out. Like I said on the business cards, you want any and everyone to know exactly what you do. So most people use Facebook statuses, to talk shit, to cap and to, be negative, but you're not that type of person. You're the loving and entrepreneur that's going to use a Facebook status to attract the lead. How? Hey, anybody know someone looking to sell a house? I'm looking to buy an investment property. Hey, anyone has a house that needs repairs? I'm looking for a project. Okay, so spread the word every single time. I don't do it that often, But every single time I've said, hey, you know anyone looking to sell a house, message me. I've got at least 2 people that said, hey, yeah, I got a house we're trying to sell. We moved away and we trying to get rid of it. Or yeah, my aunt's trying to sell a house. Or call this number. So that's a good lead source. And we're at like 25 minutes, so I think I'm gonna where I'm gonna stop at. So Twitter, I'm about to wrap this up. So Twitter, that's another social network. You always want to be spreading your message. People got to keep hearing what you do and watch what's going to happen. They're eventually going to, reach out to you like, hey, can you help me with this? Or I know someone needs to sell a house. And 36, check this out. All right, 36. This is a screenshot from not too long ago, April 2nd, that I was having with my my aunt. This is my aunt. She's a top realtor in this area. She's a top realtor with Keller Williams in this area. And when I was asking her about some hard money, I noticed that she had a text message signature. So 36 is text message signatures. You remember people used to do this all the time, then you stop seeing it? It looks like on iPhone, I don't think you can set it up automatically. I was Googling it. I think you just you could do a shortcut text reply and just remember to tag it. But as soon as I seen it, I was like, wow, that's a good idea. Realtor with the house. And so anybody she speaks to, they're automatically going to say, oh, realtor. You can be cash buyer or investor, with your name. So anyone she texts, even if they're not talking about real estate, they're going to be like, hey, yeah, I was thinking about buying a house, or I need to help sell a house. So that's number 36. So we're going to wrap it up right there. I don't want this video to get too long. Okay. So I have another like 40 or 35 to go. And if we can get 100 likes on this video and 1,500 views, I'm going to drop part 3. So I know what a lot of people are thinking right now. What is the best way? All of these ways, and you're going to drop 35 more, 70 ways. What is the best way? Well, all marketing is a test. You got to find out what works best in your area, and it depends on your budget. Some are free ways to market, some are moderate cost, and some cost a lot of money. And some take more time and hustle, while others are automated. So you got to take into consideration all of that. And I'll give you a little bonus tip. Sometimes you want to stand out. Sometimes you want to zig when everyone else zags. So maybe you don't want to do what everyone else is doing. Okay? Yo, so I hope you guys found value in that video. Like it, share with everyone, subscribe. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you might want to do that. I share a ton of strategies, little stealth secrets, and I'm very active on there. Again, that's House Buying Brian. House Buying Brian. You'll see it in the outro. So I'll see you guys in part 3. Y'all take care.